Hello, everyone. So today is going to be a short stream. Uh, we're going to talk about inauthenticity, quote unquote, on YouTube, right? I'm pretty sure I got hit with it. I haven't been told if I have, though. But a number of my streams or recordings are not doing as well as they used to. Which is funny because I only just recently started doing decently well, right? But hold on. K3NNOQ, Kinnock, is that how you say it? Said, usually catch you on YouTube, but saw you were live after Foxu ended. Oh, did Kirsha just end her stream? Oh, that's actually interesting. I was actually about to looking for something to do, and not this, yeah. Not this one. This one was the one I was going to do first. And then I was like, wait a minute. I could literally just do the Kirsha because she has a 30-minute video talking about this entire situation. I was like, okay, nah, we're going to do the YouTube inauthenticity one first. I'll get to that video later because that is just a funny piece of YouTube drama, right? Oh, how the turns table kind of situation, right? And again, thank you, DJ Nathaniel, for showing up as well. Yes, apparently you can't say that word on on Kick, right? Free speech my ass, right? Anyway, so we're gonna be listening to Don P. Bongwater through and Leaflet's commentary on it, and we'll see what I have to say, if anything. I'll probably have a lot to say.
YouTube's inauthentic content policy sucks.
How's it going?
I would agree. She is good. I do sometimes, when I cover Leaflet or Kirsha, I do sometimes have to correct mistakes that they make, but they do extremely good work, right? Those are very few and far between, and they usually have to do with very niche topics when I have to provide that input. Let's see.
I'm Don P. Bongwater. I know. This isn't how I usually appear in front
The FrogMan himself, right?
of you guys, but you know what? We gotta talk about something serious, and it's specifically gonna be about inauthentic content here on YouTube. For those that don't know who I am, hey, how's it going? I create AI content, and I stream how to create it. So I create short form stuff. I create.
Though, Don, sometimes people like rambling because it's like it's like authentic. It feels a lot more than like a kind of tailored response.
I just realized I forgot to change my position on the screen, so give me one moment. That way we're not covering. That way we're not accidentally blocking Leaflet, right? Okay, there we go. It should be able to see most of the chat as well. Right, but I agree with her. It's fine to hear people ramble. There is a time and place, and there is a market for rambling videos, and obviously there is a market and a place for more scripted videos, right? I've done one very scripted video. That was a whole video essay on Darling in the Franxx, and that kind of had to be scripted. And then outside of that, when we're talking politics or culture issues, there is an authenticity to rambling about a subject matter. Freeform and scripted content both have a place on this marketplace of ideas.
I've always found that to be the case, that if I completely script something and then I talk about it, it's usually pretty bad. What I usually have to do is I have to just write the bullet points. That's about it. Aaron can relate to the rambling.
Hey, how's it going?
Rambling.
I create AI content and I stream how to create it. So, I create short form stuff. I create long form stuff. I've created short films. To date, Ketamine Dreamin' is the longest format one that I have.
That one.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. Ketamine Dream. What the fuck? Okay.
It's so funny.
At 38 minutes total running time.
Jeez.
Upcoming film. It's always been.
By the way, man, as an AI creator, I can tell you that 38 minutes, that takes a long ass time. That is so long. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm aware of a project which is a group project with a number of AI creators, and getting 5 minutes organized is kind of already an issue, but learning process, right? I imagine that we will see projects using AI that will have hour-long runtimes, 2-hour-long runtimes. I have a sneaking suspicion that, again, the use of AI, if it can, reliably speed up the process of creation. I suspect that we will see AI content creators produce more like individualized and authentic pieces than a lot of these large studios, because again, the whole point of the AI is that if you know how to use it well, and you know which what tools are at your disposal, and you actually use all the tools at your disposal to help complement the weaknesses of each individual tool, then you could potentially create a visually and like a narratively cohesive product in like preferably in less time, right? Preferably. Like, it all depends on who exactly is like doing the thing, how well y'all work together, all that kind of stuff, right? So like, it is going to be interesting to see what comes out of the AI content creation space.
The ones that I make, they take me a long time, but like 38 minutes? That's crazy.
About the money will be about.
It does kind of seem like Don kind of took that like challenge for Leaflet as well, right? It's like make content to challenge the actual studios, right? It's like, well, the studios are the ones that usually do the 30-minute content. So I was like, all right, maybe he took that challenge. Maybe he took that challenge to heart. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to check it out.
45 minutes runtime. So I do go the distance. I do try and do quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
And tools are vastly better now than they were ever before. So it should be.
Yeah. So like put them in a box took me about 30 hours. Localizers Know Your Role took me about 10, and it's only 3 minutes.
Well, to be fair, again, you don't want to just pump out the worst shit, right? And anyone who's ever worked with a lot of these AI gens know that like you have to cull the when a lot of what it gives you, because a lot of it has mistakes. So then like it'll give you something and it may not be perfect to what you're trying to do. So in the pursuit of quality, oftentimes you have to modify you have to ask the AI to modify what it just genned you. And so there, just the process of, again, going in, tweaking the design, and that's just for an image. So then you can imagine what it would be like to do that with, for example, a video project. But yes, Kenok, yeah. Oh, reaction is an actual tag for a game. Wait, is that a game or just like a thing for reaction content? Because if it's the name of an actual game, that's really funny.
Takes quite some time to do these, for sure.
Pretty awesome to be able to continue doing stuff and growing as a creator. Now, creating AI content is a lot of fun, and for me,
it's super
the way
fun.
I view it, it's a way of making your imagination real.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot of fun to do, and I actually
Don's a real one. He understands. It's so fun. It's so fun to do it. And the thing is like it's so funny because like a lot of times people will say, oh, you just wrote it in a prompt, like, wow, so hard, but they don't understand it. Well,
yeah, it's because if anyone has ever actually worked with any of this stuff, they know that, like, actually effective prompting is not necessarily intuitive, right? Now, granted, if you are a traditionally trained artist, you could probably catch up with people who are doing these prompts possibly faster, because you actually, like, have the already... like the skill set required, and prefer hopefully the language to translate to the machine, right? So presumably classically trained artists might actually have a potential advantage with AI gen technology than any random bozo who starts up, right? But what do I know, right? Let's see. JJ111006. Hello there. You got a video for me. I have no idea what it is, but feel free to suggest it. We're probably not going to get to it today, but I can take a look at it.
They don't get it, man.
Stream the process of it, and no, I'm not trying to make this into an ad that I stream. I do stream on Rumble, by the way, not on YouTube anymore. But just saying. I stream the process, and so I show people how to create music. I show people how to.
Thank you for the follow, by the way.
To create, the soundtracks to a film, like on Ketamine Dreamin'. We sat down, we created the soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
There's 18 or 17, I don't know, 16 or 18 songs in that fucking soundtrack. I sat down and created a bunch of shit with the community. Right, it's not just me sitting here doing everything. I interact with my chat, and it's authentic as fuck because we actually sit down and we create this stuff. And there's some times where I sit down and I just kind of create things solo on my own, and you know what? It is what it is. But at the end of the day, it's still just having fun and having a good time creating just wild stuff.
So them taking down Dawn stuff is like, it's very obvious that because out of all the people, right, I feel like out of everyone that makes AI stuff, Dawn is the most undisputable in terms of like it being inauthentic content. Because with Dawn, there's almost the full process stream that you can watch. There's hard proof of it. So the fact that they can take Dawn down, like completely excuse me, completely demonetize Dawn for a quote unquote inauthentic content, and then not even explain what they mean by that, is ridiculous. That means that every creator on YouTube is at risk.
Here and there, and growing, learning AI, doing whatever we can.
So, long story short, this is also, I think, a red herring. I don't think the authenticity is the actual point of the inauthentic category in YouTube. Fun fact, YouTube has never been profitable, right? Just like Twitch has never been profitable. The only reason YouTube and Twitch still exist is because they are propped up by Google, and they, in the case of YouTube, and they're propped up by Amazon, in the case of Twitch. They keep these things around for the purpose of like what they can provide in terms of information. Right? They don't keep it for the fact that like YouTube and Twitch pay for themselves in a monetary sense. They pay through data, and they pay through influence. That's the reason why these companies actually keep these projects that bleed money out the fucking wazoo, right? And I have a sneaking suspicion that, again, the whole inauthenticity thing is not really a issue about like, oh yeah, is this authentic material? I think it has more to do with, can we have a layer of justification to not pay people who are actually bringing people to our site, right? Or are actually getting people to stay, right? So it's like, obviously, to not pay your content creators. And because it's not just the AI people who are getting hit with the inauthentic label. There's been reactors who have been hit by the label. There are also, for example, people who do like political commentary who've been hit by this particular label as being inauthentic, because accounts can be flagged as inauthentic, right? So if you don't like a channel or you don't like a particular person, you can flag their content as inauthentic as a way to attempt to destroy their livelihood, especially if they are making a living off of being a content creator, right? Not something I ever expect to do, but that is just, I think, what is actually going on here. Because it's also not just people on the right or on the AI content creators. There are actually leftists who got hit by this as well. So I think that this is just a way to excuse not paying people, like to give that layer of justification. And also, I think that, like, again, this is another example of YouTube not deserving Section 230 protections, right? But yeah.
To push the limits of what we can, and growing skills day by day. Now, whether you like AI or not is kind of irrelevant, because inauthentic content is something that is being labeled across a lot of creators. For example, there's people that are doing hand-drawn art that are getting labeled as inauthentic. There's people...
Yep, even the traditional artists are getting hit with that, right? Now, I would say a lot of traditional artists are also fairly inauthentic as well, but that's not really the point. It's like the inauthenticity thing is not about who really is authentic or not. It's about, again, who can we justify not paying anymore for providing us the work that we previously paid people for, right? But other than that, it's like, yeah, what Don does, like he was talking about earlier, like streaming the process live, is effectively what a lot of people do on Twitch as artists, right? Or even on YouTube, right? Go to, for example, a Honey Goblin stream, right? What does Honey Goblin do when she's not playing video games? You'll often see her actually just like actually drawing, doing the digital art, right? You will see the process at work. It's actually very useful if you have a processionalist lens to watch a lot of these people work, because then you get to understand more about the flow, the techniques, the actual process of creation. So it's like creation isn't the point here, it's formation is the thing you're studying, right? Because creation and formation are two distinct acts in the human sphere. But yeah, again, like Yeah, he's right. I didn't even think about like the hand-drawn people, but yeah, a lot of people who are doing traditional arts are also getting hit by inauthenticity in these as well. Because again, because people can flag content for being inauthentic, it has become a weapon people can use to bludgeon people that they don't particularly like, and that's just ridiculous. I am hoping that eventually YouTube gets hit with a class action lawsuit around this material. To be perfectly honest. They've been, in my opinion, they've been begging for a class action lawsuit for a while, but YouTube has beforehand just simply ignored letters from lawyers before. So, it is a thing that's happened. You can find good examples of like people who, again, tried to take YouTube to court and then they just kind of ignored them.
That play video games that are getting listed as inauthentic. There's a lot of people outside of AI that are getting hit with it, but AI,
which is, by the way, like such an awful thing to be told. Just aside from the AI thing, just being told that well, you can't monetize your content because it's inauthentic. It's so fucked up.
Is as a whole.
I'll give you an example, right? Like, I plan to, when I figure out how to get the fucking audiobook reading thing with 11 Labs actually functioning properly, because I don't know how to use it. So I'm currently learning how to use it, right? I have a web novel that is, that I would like to upload to YouTube in audiobook format, right? I even gave the AI a copy of my voice. So it's like, yeah, I could have my own voice read it at a more steady pace than I would be able to, right? And that would be labeled as inauthentic, right? Well, it's like, it's literally my voice, just someone else using a copy of my voice with things I myself wrote. And then somehow it is inauthentic, right? Even though I've poured fucking probably too long on every individual line in that particular work, right? But it is what it is, right? One man's passion project is another person's shitpost, I guess. But it's not just that, right? It's like, again, it is an intentionally vague accusation, right? It's kind of like what Mentis Wave was saying, right? About like the use of certain but certain vague, non-specific derisions against people, right? The whole point is that it doesn't really say anything, while also at the same time creating the detrimental effect. But yeah, that's the same kind of thing that I would count, again, labeling creators as inauthentic is, because it doesn't actually tell you why the creator is inauthentic, right? Do they not believe what it is they're saying, or, like being a literal grifter? Or is what they're saying stupid? Is that why you think it's, inauthentic? There's all kinds of things you could mean by saying something is inauthentic, right? But yeah, it's the ambiguity is the point.
Is absolutely getting slapped by it. There's a lot of process and a lot of work that goes into some of the AI. Now, there's quite a bit that I think is bullshit, that people come out of their ass and say that, oh, it takes X amount of work to do, when having done quite a bit myself, I know how long it takes to do something.
Yeah.
Versus, what somebody says isn't always the truth. But as an example,
this is also, again, where processionalism, again, as I pointed out earlier, is kind of important, right? This is why, actually, if you go to my 20-minute fucking manifesto song that I had earlier, that I posted, one of the lines in there is not make it live, but make it live, right? Because the whole point of this song is it's like a techno-optimist screed, right? And yeah, we print, we mint, we code the new day. But there's a section in here where one of the lines is make it live, and yeah, that was the intended pronunciation of that line, because it turns out I think part of this whole decentralization of creation process includes things like not just home labbing, not just Monero, not just things like NFTs and AI gens, not just things like again all like federated systems, but also again just streaming, right? Actually like streaming the process, right? Like showing how this is actually done. And I do think that we will eventually see a point where like you will see traditional artists, digital artists, and AI artists all being doing this, like streaming the process, and people who are interested in these different crafts like, you know, tuning in and actually seeing what's going on and being able to apply that processionalist lens, be like, oh, that's how they do it, right? Because maybe someone has an ineffective process, and the only way you can really do that is by getting in there and doing it yourself and figuring out it's inauthentic, you know, it doesn't work very well, it's inefficient, or by seeing someone else do something more efficiently and then realizing, oh, that's also how you can do that, and this would save me such time, right? So there is a real point to people in the community who want these things to flourish to actually stream their process live if they can.
Example, creating ketamine dreaming and doing really fast generations, that took 150 hours ish to do in 2 weeks. So we got that done in 2 weeks, streamed the entire
Which is,
process,
by the way,
both
that's
parts.
insanely fast. That's crazy fast for that.
And then the
Yeah, I don't do AI video generation yet. It has not popped up in like my field of interest. I am planning on looking into it when I get the time, but at the moment I just do music generation and image generation for the music, and I use AI as an editor, or hopefully soon as an audiobook reader. But yeah, I've yet to touch any of the video generation stuff, so I could not at all comment on any of that.
final ending, you know, all of that shit, all of that, we did that in 2 weeks. That was a lot of fun. That was really fucking awesome to do. But again, it's just going in to show you how much effort kind of goes into something that isn't just, a pug saving a baby in space. Right? You want to actually have something in there, well, you have to script it out, you have to write it out, you have to storyboard it. Like, you have to actually do something in order to create it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, art is, again, values and judgment given body, right? Art is the concretization of a metaphysic, right? All your decisions that you make in the creative process reflect the final meaning of the piece itself, but also reflect, you know, they're all presumably done for a particular purpose. Now, granted, yes, if you ask anyone, for example, why did you make this particular line in a drawing, right? The real answer is to complete the image, to complete the picture, right? But like, if you see someone constantly fiddle with their line work, then you can ask, why did you pick this line instead of the other lines that you genned? And then you can get an actual answer to that, right? Oftentimes it has something to do with the aesthetics undergirding the image, even if they're not really thinking about it in like propositional terms. But yeah, like all of these decisions, again, it's the fact that art is the concretization of a metaphysic. Again, a chosen set of values, you know, given structure and form. That's why AI can still be art, right? Because all of this can still go into the AI. It can still be authentic. It can also be inauthentic, but you know, that's not really the place of you know, an automated system to judge, because an automated system can't really make that determination.
Unemployed opinions. Doesn't matter if you think it's bad or not. That took 13 hours to do, and a lot of the time being taken up whenever you create with AI isn't, you know, necessarily coming up with the ideas. It's getting your generations done. It can take upwards of 30 minutes for a single generation.
It's actually both, right? The idea itself is also something that you have to work on. It's something that you come up with and then you kind of mold it. It's not like in general, it's not like the idea is just like kind of exactly what ends up on paper. It's something that you think about for a while. And being able to actualize that idea is it's a lot of work. It's difficult to translate like what you have in your mind, how you get the AI to do it. It's not easy.
To finish.
I did see one moron say, like, make the claim that, like, oh yeah, Christians can't use AI because AI promotes laziness and it's ungodly. And I'm like, I can't really think of anything closer to getting to understand God in like a concrete physical way, or at least God in the process of creation, than to literally organize words to then collapse chaos, you know, literally pure potentiality from potentiality into actuality, right? Right? Literally, God in Genesis speaks the world into being, right? There goes from, again, chaos or unbeing, and then from, like, again, nothing, creation ex nihilo, is formed form and, you know, matter. And that's effectively what's going on in the digital space, in the canvas for AI, right? You start with nothing, you start with chaos, just pure potentiality. And then again, through effective prompting, you learn more and more and more how to impose order onto that chaos, right? This is the thing that like artists do. Whenever you sit down on a blank and you have like a blank sheet of paper in front of you, this is pure potentiality, right? There is nothing actually there. You have to impose form on white noise in order to extract that signal and like from your mind and actually encode it onto the paper, right? It's the same thing with any of these art styles, right? When you start with the slate of nothing and or just the raw slate, you are beginning from the state of potentiality and you are attempting to reduce that potentiality into a visioned actuality. How well you do it, well, that depends on, again, your skill level. But yeah, like this is kind of ridiculous. I've called AI art magic before because that's effectively what it is, right? Like, what? How else do you describe, again, someone actually just using their words to organize, like, again, unrefined material into something even remotely refined? That sounds like magic to me, to be perfectly honest, right? And that's why I actually find it interesting that DJ Nathaniel's whole character is that he's a wizard, right? I'm like, honestly, a genius pull of ideas from there. So,
and that's with an online service, right? That's not even talking about local stuff. So it can be a real pain in the ass. But the point is that AI isn't inherently inauthentic, and it's actually kind of terrible that they're pushing it as such. But my concern.
I mean, yeah. I mean, all you have to do is like, I'm not a poptimist, right? Like, first of all, I'm not a big pop fan anyway. So it's like, I've always preferred rock and metal music, which is why if you look at my inventory of AI generated songs, it's mostly, again, progressive metal, right? Because I enjoy progressive metal. But yeah, it's like you can listen to something a human being makes, and like a human being's made material, it can be wildly inauthentic, right? In fact, actually, I would wager that especially a lot of the current human-made music and art projects are actually genuinely inauthentic, right? And then you could have someone with an authentic vision that, you know, wants to produce that through AI. And again, it's like the authenticity doesn't rely with the tool, because the tool isn't the thing that actually defines authenticity, right? It's the soul that actually uses the tool, right? It's the hand that actually creates the tool. The the character that actually refines the, again, the metaphysic that's being concretized, right? So,
concern is about the amount of people that are getting hit by it. That probably aren't as strong-willed as I am, that just want to continue creating, right? I'm going to continue to create no matter what. And YouTube was a majority of my income. You know, yeah, you can, I'm sure after this, people are going to look at my fucking analytics and all of that. Yeah, I know they're in the fucking dumpster. Yeah, I know I probably made, you know, a couple $100 a month. But hey, that's what I lived off of. And you know what? It was pretty excellent. I supplemented it by selling things around the house and, you know, stuff that I've had for a long time, you know, here and there. It's been a lot of hard decisions.
And this is another thing that Don's bringing up that again kind of describes how devastating this is for a person. So like, you know, not everybody starts out, well, some people are able to do that, but not everyone starts out just being like a creator, right? Like you have to, you know, you have other things to pay for. You have your bills.
Mm-hmm.
So typically you have like a job or you do something else on the side. And then as you start to do creation, you're doing creation like for free with the hope that one day it will become something, as a lot of entrepreneurs do, right? So you're kind of working at it, grinding at it for free, seeing the numbers go up, and then, oh, that one day that you get monetized, oh, finally I did it. It took me so long to do it. And even then, you have to build up beyond that, right? Because you're not making enough. And as you see like your income grow, you're like, okay, maybe I can devote more time to this now. Like, you know, now I can make it my full thing, my full passion, right? And then
I'm gonna stop this here because like I get why people have this view. I don't trust any of these streaming services that much, to be perfectly honest, right? I would never even consider making content creation, even if I was successful, my sole like mode of income. But you know, especially if you're making content in the kind of areas that I am, where I talk about a lot of sensitive stuff, you could have fucking randos trying to destroy your IRL job opportunities. You know, we saw that with like a Kodiak VT, right? And what happened to him? So
you get into that. Now you're like, okay, I can quit my job and now I can focus fully on this thing that I'm very passionate about. Then boom, YouTube is like, Goodbye. This is why it's so dastardly. It's diabolical that they can do this to people. The point is that they can do this to you at any time, and they don't even owe you an explanation. They don't owe you an explanation. You don't have your chance to get in front of a real person and say, hey, let me argue my case because this is wrong. This is wrong. I can prove to you that my content is not breaking any rules. I can prove it to you. Just put me in front of a person, a real person, a real life person, and let me talk to them because I can explain this. Right? They don't even let you do that. They don't. You don't have anything. You have no recourse. All you do is you send an email into the void and you pray that they get back to you. And this is why, by the way, and I can prove this to you right now. I can prove this to you. This is the reason why you see so many content creators complain about it on X, right? You see this all the time. Oh, this thing is happening to me on X. I say complain, but obviously rightfully so. You see them go on X and being like, this happened to me. They demonetized my thing. Please help, right?
This is also why they have the AI moderation, right? Hello, Eustace. Thank you for the raid. That's actually, I think you're the first person to ever raid me. Holy shit! So thank you for the raid, man. I wildly appreciate it. Hello there, Mank Tibbet and Angry Duck 79. Well, I got two of the colleagues here, right? At least. Glad to see y'all. We're watching Dong P Bongwater and Leaflet talk about the inauthenticity crisis on YouTube, and I have a sneaking suspicion there's more than just the claim of inauthenticity going on here, a lot of what she's saying also doesn't the reason they have moved to the AI moderation, and it's intentionally bad AI moderation, by the way, in my opinion. I have a sneaking suspicion they could get a better AI, but they still need even if they did get a better AI, they'd still need a human to actually go in and look at what the AI is doing, right? Common sense would say that. Wanted to drop some duck emojis, but there aren't any. That's fair, right? I'm just glad you're here. Like, even just being here is fine. Fine, man. You've already done enough. So it's like the whole thing. The reason they do that is so that they can create all of these barriers in hopes that you will give up, right? That way, it's like if you are wronged or slighted by YouTube, they don't have to do anything, right? It's again another cost-saving measure. But at the same time, the reason why they care when you go to X is because now you're not just bringing it to them, you're bringing it to a wider public. And yes, if you can make this issue known to the wider public, it makes the alternatives to YouTube look better. It's not necessarily going to cost them mountains of money, right? But it could, for example, prevent someone from potentially making on YouTube and instead making on Kick or Rumble or some other platform like Odyssey, right? So there is a reason why they respond for Twitter, but not necessarily to DMs. And let's be fair, even when they respond to your Twitter sometime, or your Zitter as it is now, right? They're not really responding to you. Oftentimes it is just another AI that responds to you that is designed to be obfuscative, to be perfectly honest, right? Oh my god, who was that? There was a person recently that got flagged. It was Skybrows, right? He got flagged, one of his videos, for content policy violations, and he was able to show, because it's because he has the fucking file, right, that the timestamp he was given didn't actually have the violation that they said it had, right? And that's why they have the AI do this, because if the AI is doing this, well, then there's no one who actually knows on a human level that this is going on. It creates plausible deniability. And Imp Lemon actually had a whole video about how the Viacom scandal with YouTube actually is what caused a lot of this. If we don't see it, that it did, then we're not responsible for it. Culture in YouTube. So there is an actual corporate culture in YouTube of, if we don't see it, it didn't happen. Right, that's why you actually have to know someone in YouTube to get any kind of attention for a lot of this stuff. So blame copyright and Viacom.
And then you have a bunch of people in the community boosting it.
And YouTube.
YouTube, Team YouTube, what the fuck, right? And you see all of this, right? And the reason you do this is because that's the only recourse people have. People aren't doing that as well, I just want to bitch on X. They do it because it's the only way to get access. It's the only way to get YouTube's attention. It's the only way to get them to be like, oh, well, shit. I guess we fucked up. It's the only way to do it. So they
Yeah, that's how fucking. I'm pretty sure that's one of the means by which like Lord Intellectual got his account back, right? he got wrongly locked out of his own account, and then like they fucking changed his recovery account to the account that got locked out. He got locked out of. It was like, oh, what the fuck am I supposed to do here, right? And YouTube has been doing a lot of these like weird changes recently. Like apparently there's like the video that I have scheduled to release on Monday, for example. I bring this up because it actually shows another problem that's going on with YouTube, which is again related to the whole idea that like YouTube is banking on the idea that if no one is responsible, then YouTube isn't responsible. I actually made this video, this response, because if you can see here, the actual video title, the title of the video I was reacting to right here, son of a bitch, is in Japanese. Miza Tamari did not do this. YouTube changed his video title without his permission, and he does not understand, and I don't understand why it's happening. And I couldn't even help him. If I wouldn't even have the foggiest idea how to fix this problem, right? So like my video title is in Japanese because I thought this was like a joke in the title. No, it actually turns out this is actually a fucking problem in YouTube that they just refuse to solve. It was like, I've never seen this problem before. But just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not going on, right?
have the nerve outsource their detection capabilities to AI and then tell you that your content is inauthentic because you use AI or whatever reason. But they have the nerve to say that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they don't care if like your labor gets outsourced as someone who might get paid doing, for example, content moderation, right? Like the moderators can get replaced by AI, but the artists, right, can't get replaced by AI. God forbid you tell an artist go learn how to code, right? But you know, sorry, I'm still bitter about that from way back when. But yeah, it's like these people will call like you. That's also another reason why a lot of these people, they won't have any sympathy for you when you do get hit, even though it's not just AI artists who get hit with this inauthenticity thing. Again, real artists, like not real artists, but like IRL, like drawing and like digital drawers and AI artists all get hit by the same like inauthentic content policy, content flag. Because again, it's just a weapon that viewers are using to attack, again, artists they don't like, to attack political creators they don't like, to attack creators in general that they don't like. Because you can be flagged by users as inauthentic. And the anti-AI people are convinced that AI art is theft because they don't understand how any of these damn programs and machines work. But they have no interest. If you try to actually correct their mistakes on it and like actually try to get them caught up on it, they will just tell you you're wrong or not listen to you. I've had plenty of experience with this particular issue, but yeah, they've convinced themselves that you are a bad thief. So yeah, they don't really care if your money is your source of income is damaged because you're producing inauthentic AI content, right? It's like, because again, they want to see you hurt because they think you're like ontologically evil.
For the last few months, but you know what, I'm still here, I'm still creating, I'm still doing stuff. But there's quite a few people, and you know, I'm now on a whole bunch of other platforms.
Absolutely based, right? Apparently YouTube disabled the Rumble, because Rumble used to be able to port all of your videos from YouTube if you linked your YouTube and your Rumble account. All of your videos onto Rumble, and a couple months ago they disabled that capacity. So if you want to get a backup of all of your products on all of your production onto Rumble, you're gonna have to go and re-download all of your videos and then upload them to Rumble, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass, but you know, that's how you have to do it. I would suggest, if you can, hypocrite that I am, because I haven't been able to do this yet because my time is constrained. Hence, this is going to be a shorter stream than a lot of the other streams, but, you know, I haven't been able to do this myself. But when I actually get the time and opportunity, I will probably be putting as much as I can onto Odyssey and Rumble and other platforms as well, just to, again, hedge my bets.
So I can hopefully try and monetize there too, in order to continue creating.
Are you on Patreon, Don? You should get on Patreon if you're not. You definitely should.
Patreon is worse than Subscribestar. I'm just gonna say that right now. Patreon has a history of like content moderating people on the basis of feels, right? They have done this way more than Subscribestar has. So I would and Subscribestar does this too. So if there was one or the other, I would suggest Subscribestar over Patreon. But at the same time, I would also say maybe some of us in the AI content moderation field, I know a lot of us don't want to, but it might be a wise investment to get a crypto wallet and specifically take Monero, because Monero is basically Bitcoin but with cryptography put into it directly. Kick and Kofi, yes, right? That's a good suggestion, Eustace, actually. Yes, Kick pays better than Twitch. I mean, I think we all know this, right? And it pays better than YouTube. And I actually straight up forgot about Kofi. I'm going to start suggesting that. But yeah, those are really good suggestions if you're trying to look for, because we need to decentralize the payment structure too, right? If we're going to do content creation and try to actually make money on content creation, we can't rely on YouTube specifically, especially YouTube, because YouTube has been looking for ways to justify not paying the people creating on their platform, right? So how do you solve this problem? You upload to Rumble, you upload to Kick, you upload to any other platform, again, Odyssey, and then you take third-party payments for people who actually want to pay you for your work, right? Pay you as a patron. And like the easiest way to do that is Patreon or Subscribestar. Patreon has had a history of fuckery before. Do not use PayPal. Do not use PayPal. There have been multiple cases where PayPal has just straight up frozen someone's money and then not let them really it's stalled any kind of legal proceeding until the policy for like how long you have to contest it has run out, so that they effectively can keep the money. Right? They have done this before to several companies, right? I actually know a business owner this happened to. So, yeah, do not fucking use PayPal as a wallet, right? But, yeah. Let's see. Eustace says, Ko-Fi is 100%, but they recommend 95-5 split to pay for Ko-Fi platform. That's a fair question. If they're only asking for 5%, then Ko-Fi has my fucking back. Holy shit. You know what? I'm going to set up a Ko-Fi. Holy crap. You know what? Thank you for letting me know this, Eustace. There's a lot of this stuff I don't know, right? So, oh my god. I also have to figure out how to monetize my music, but the fact that apparently Skybrowse went through DistroKit and they ended up flagging people for copyright when they were doing React videos, when Skybrowse has no problem with React videos. Kind of bugs me. I'm curious if there's a way to get around that, but it's all going to take some research.
There's a lot of people that don't have that will to continue going on and continue creating, there's a lot of people that I think are absolutely fantastic at creating, and anyone that wants to create in general. It doesn't matter if I have critiques or anything on what anybody does. That doesn't matter. That's not telling somebody outright or anything of the sort, no matter what I may say in a moment to be entertaining or funny. It doesn't mean
he's just channeling 4chan energy when he does that kind of stuff. I think we all understand that.
And just, hey, hang up your hat and never do anything ever again. It's, usually something about getting better. But at no point do I ever want anybody to get fucked over by a platform like this. It's not okay. Like, there's no warning, no nothing. I've been perfectly compliant with every single thing that YouTube has, all their policies. But yeah, I got fucked, and so did a lot of other people.
Patreon fuck over a lot of people? Yeah, I think Patreon did that too. That's why we got TylerRaw.com. TylerRaw.com.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in their defense, it was Patreon did fuck over a lot of pornography creators, even though the pornography that was being created was legal, right? But they also fucked over Sargon of Akkad. I think we need to point out that, like, they have fucked over also, right-wing conservative creators too, right? Patreon is not necessarily a safe and stable friend to have. Kinnock says, helpful cat. Eustace, I'm just trying to be useful. It's truly, Eustace is the useful, right? I actually forgot Kirsha had a head pat fucking emote. That's so cute. But yeah, what he says is true. It's like none of us want to see people that we even disagree with like lose their job as a creator, right? And sometimes it's not even about the will, right? There are times where it's like just it is not financially possible for you to continue as a creator, so you have to like put up the creator, man. You have to put up the creator like position for a while. Maybe you can come back later, but it's just not feasible to do the creation, to do creation at that time because of financial restraints. That's a thing that does happen, or time constraints because of maybe something happens with family and it's like you just literally don't have the time to do this anymore. That's already terrible, but when it's like YouTube exacerbating this entire problem, then it's even worse, because again, I don't think any of this is accidental. I think this is I personally think this is malicious, but that's me being tinfoil.
There's a lot of people that will get something like that and they will decide, all right, and they'll just decide, all right, we're going to give up, we're not going to do it anymore. And a lot of people, it can get worse than that. And you're going to have people that are going to get into a depression spiral, and they're going to hit that bottom and go straight through it. And
yeah, and this is for again, this is just because they don't care.
Going to be a bad time and sad for everybody. But
Hello, Kura. Kura says, I don't know what's going on, but I can safely assume Leaflet and the Cosmic are the correct ones. This is the odd situation where Don P. Bongwater, Leaflet, and me are all actually on the same page here, right? This is just one of those this is one of the times Don P. Bongwater is just like objectively correct, right?
I don't want that to really happen. I do want those that do get hit by this. I do want to encourage everybody to continue actually creating, because there's no reason to stop creating just because you're not monetized.
I would agree, right? Like at the current time, I'm doing one thing, right? There's other things I want to do. Like, I'm not going to stop creating AI music just because I'm not getting paid for it, right? I'm going to look to see if I can get paid for it. But even if I can't make any money off of the AI music stuff, I'm still going to do it, right? Because I'm not doing it for the money. The money would definitely be appreciated. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend like I'm some kind of a fucking ascetic, but it's not the reason why I'm doing that. It's the same reason why I wrote like a web novel that I do intend to go back to when I can actually do so, is because I'm not getting paid for it. I do it because these are things that I want to do, right? I just need to develop more skills to do these things. So it's like, even if I don't see any cent from any of this stuff, and I'm not going to stop doing any of this stuff. It's the same thing, like I didn't get any money drawing and I still draw, right? Not everything is about money, but at the same time, that money could really fucking help people, right? Some people really do need to make that money question the first and foremost issue, because it really is that bad for them, right? Kura asks, that's Don. Huh, never seen him groomed. Weird. Fair enough. As Leaflets has said, it is taking everything, I'll just say it. As Leaflet, the sage once said, groom your girlfriend, right? I'm kidding. Right? I still need to watch that fucking video. There's no way that I'm not gonna laugh my ass off in that video. But anyway, so
I barely make enough as it is, and I still create. I still do it. We've made a few things since, and unfortunately, I haven't been live in the past few days. Been pretty fucking sick, just about over this fucking nonsense, whatever it is. But the point is,
that's fair.
It's very stressful.
I'm gonna keep going as long as I can. I
that is the appropriate spirit, right? You're not done when you're demonetized. You're done when you stop trying, right? Because even if you can't get demonetization back, there are other reasons to create, right? Or at least for me, there are other reasons to create. Maybe for some people, they create because it is a way to get money. That's not the reason why I create. But anyway, I wouldn't be, it's not that I would turn down money, right? If I got a sponsorship from fucking like one of these companies, I'd take the sponsorship, right? The wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I hope you have the common sense to know, like, insert, based on current things I've said, if I take a sponsorship, I would hope you would have that kind of common sense, right? I'm not the only person who said that, but,
I see that there's a lot of people that are going to give up, and there's a few people that I've seen that have given up.
Thanks, Thank you.
On creating it, going forward, just because of all this. And I would encourage people to not. Please continue creating, continue going.
Agreed.
But what is YouTube saying? What do they have to tell creators? Well, let me show you guys. Let me show you.
Oh,
let me show you.
jeez.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay, here we go.
Oh hell yeah, we got an actual fucking email.
So this is the response from these fucking moose knuckles, and
Moose. You know what? I'm gonna use that. That's actually a good insult. These moose knuckles.
I know that the screenshot is fucking weird as shit. I know it's just a fucking screen grab from my 4K monitor, so it's all wide and fucked. But
Yeah, you gotta, Don, what you gotta do is you gotta like minimize the window and then pull it in so that you can screenshot vertically.
you know what? We're gonna make do. We're gonna make do, and most of the things it's fine. But before we continue, before I even start to read this fucking shit show, I just want to point out this is a different font, and
that you know what? That's interesting. That is
a
weird.
different font.
So the stuff in the middle is a completely different. Well, you know what it could be. Oh, I think I know what happened here, Don. I think I know what happened. No, I don't think it's a copy pasta. I think they use the header and the footer. They use so that they don't have to type. No, wait, that doesn't. No, that doesn't make sense because it's sandwiched. Okay, no, never mind. That theory's thrown out.
You are.
It actually is a copy.
Certainly employing some pretty special.
Yeah, that spacing is definitely a little illuminating. Eustace said, Keck, why didn't he reze? Yeah, like why didn't he raise the window, called out, be leaflet? Hold on. Yeah, I'm having a difficult time with this one. Keck, why didn't he raise the window, called out, be leaflet? Okay, fair enough.
Visuals over at whatever retard chamber you're.
Can I rotate this?
Because holy shit, you can't even get the same
Ooh,
font
I can.
on your emails that you're sending out to people apologizing why.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't send out emails often to people,
I have obtained a terrible power.
kind of not a thing that we have instant messengers now. We have like, Discord. People don't really send emails as much anymore, but correspondence. But
to JJ111006, I have not checked out the video yet. We're still on the video. I do a lot of commentary on these, so a 30-minute video is not a 30-minute video, right? But yeah, when I get the opportunity, I will, as soon as I can, I will check the video. Okay, but we're going through this Don P. Bongwater thing.
For those of you that don't know, sometimes you want to copy something into the email and it changes the font. It does. That's how you know that that's what happened here, is because if you ever copy paste, it will change the font of it.
Monetization got removed. Probably want to fix that. Whoever this stupid Zara cunt is.
Wait, is that real, Rana?
I don't.
Wait, is that real? Control-Shift-V is paste without formatting. Is that real? I didn't fucking know that. You learn something new every day.
You didn't know that?
What they are. It doesn't matter what they are. They are a cunt. And yeah, this person should probably.
I'm consistently surprised of these basic hotkeys that apparently very few people actually know. It always surprises me that I sometimes I have to teach someone a basic hotkey and it's like, I thought this was common knowledge.
Probably no longer
paste from Notepad. Yeah, I've been pasting it into Notepad and then copying it.
Be on your
team.
Oh
God!
Or at the very minimum, seek some immediate English lessons because it is clearly not in their strong suit. But hey, this person represents your company, so maybe it suits it well. I mean, your new fucking CEO there being a Jeet, maybe it makes sense. But let's keep going. Let's.
Oh, I'll give points to Dawn for just stating that out loud, right? Oh my God, yeah, Sarah is not a very common name from most places I've been, right? What do I know? I'm I'm a Texan, right? So what the fuck do I know?
Let's see what we got. Okay, so we said, hi there. Thanks for reaching out. This is Zara, and I'll be taking care of this case moving forward. I hope you're doing well. That's okay. This, by the way, should be right over here. Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yep. Anyways, I totally understand your concern. However, it has already been reviewed by our internal. Internal what? What?
These people aren't American. Mm-mm.
What?
Yeah. Okay, chat is sideways. I will write in hiragana. Based. Oh my god.
An internal team
I don't think so.
janitor, like who
I don't think so.
who reviewed it?
The adverb has become a noun, just like in oh my.
Who reviewed it? Like, you can't just say reviewed by
Adjective, not
Again,
adverb.
Google and YouTube. This is your official representative reaching out to a creator in a professional capacity.
Your first mistake is expecting that YouTube is in any way, shape, or form professional. It's not. It never has been. It never will be, to be perfectly honest.
Incapable of sending
And this really shows how little they care. They don't
Yep.
give a shit.
out an email.
They could have even plugged this into an AI to actually look for. They could have plugged this into ChatGPT to clean up the prose. They didn't even do that.
It's quite embarrassing. Quite embarrassing.
Yep, embarrassing.
Quite embarrassing. I think they are from the land of do not redeem, along with their
I hate to say it, but the do not redeem was the first thing that popped in my mind. Holy shit. Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. God, Kinnock says Zara has done the needful. Yes, right. YouTube is not being run on the basis of meritocracy. It is being run on the basis of fuck. What was that term? There was a term for this, and I'm blanking on the word. Okay, when I remember it, I'll look it up. Wait. Oh god, he actually did it. He's actually writing in fucking hiragana.
And I'm afraid there's no more I can add at this point. I know there's no more because we're going to get into that in a little bit. I can add at this point as it was seen as inauthentic content.
Wait, what?
Inauthentic content refers to mass-produced or repetitive content. So if you look at my channel analytics, I can tell you for a fact that my upload schedule does not suggest anything is ever mass-produced. Mm-hmm. It is very much slowly produced, and that is a lot of my fault and my own brain getting ahead of me and causing a lot of problems in that regard, and just there's a lot of reasons why that happens, but the main thing is it is not mass produced in any way, shape, or form, or repetitive content. I don't think that it's fried chicken stargates and watermelon trains that are powered by ceiling birds. I don't is that really repetitive? I don't know. This this includes content.
Hold on, pause. Let's see. Drew Invictus IIC says this legit looks like something that was written in Chinese first and then run through Google Translate. You know what? That's a fair point. That is an absolute fair point. All right, Kura, don't make me just spam Manchu, right? I can guarantee you that's not on the list of things you can speak. Right? I have an English Chinese Manchu dictionary. Right? Don't make me pull that shit out. Actually, funny enough, considering the orientation of the text right now, it would read the correct direction too.
Looks like it's made from a template with little to no variation across videos. There is no template in any way, shape, or form that I use aside from character elements. Yep. That is the only thing that I use. And even then, that's pretty fucking new. Before that, it was the prompt, the text prompt for these characters. So, yeah, no template. Or content that's easily replicable at scale. People can probably replicate the visuals that I have at scale, but my wild ramblings and the way that I tell jokes and all of that, I have my doubts that it can be replicable at scale. If me showing people how to create AI content is replicable at scale and teaching people, I mean, there's a lot of education channels right now that should be flat out demonetized because you can replicate that at scale. I mean, shit.
Also, this is a fucking retarded point, right? The entire point of factory production is that a thing can be replicable at scale. right? There's nothing wrong with something being replicable at scale, especially if your job is a fucking creator, right? This is absolutely fucking idiotic. Oh my god. Again, refer to my fucking monstrous 22-minute fucking denoise the Black Cathedral song, right? The fucking printer did not kill the craft, it gave the craft new wings kind of deal, right? Oh my fucking god. These people are retarded. But I only know Arabic numerals. We all know, fair, right? We all know Arabic numerals.
Go ahead and, demonetize someone like Miss Rachel. That's replicable at fucking scale. You can just get a whole bunch of fucking PTA moms in a fucking room dressed the same and just, film them. And you can get the same quality of content across the board from all of them. So yeah, saying that my content's replicable at scale, nah, go fuck yourself. Okay.
Even if it was, it's like, what the fuck? That's not the issue, right? Effort is not the determinant of value, right? How well you actually serve the need or want of the customer is the determinant of value, right? Do you see a need and fill a need? Well, if you do, and you succeed in fulfilling Mr. Bigwell's fucking, maxim, guess what? People will value your service, right? It may not be a need, but are you providing something people actually want? Well, guess what? People are likely going to pay for that, right? There's a reason why piracy, like pirates, are actually some of the biggest actual purchasers of content, right? Because they won't pay for shit that, they won't pay for shit that's like dog water, but they will absolutely pay for something that's good, right? That's why pirates oftentimes spend much more money actually legitimately buying things that they first pirated in the first place, right? Oh my god. But
So this is a bullshit line. So this first line, fucking stupid. This person has no idea what they're talking about because clearly nobody actually reviewed this and their AI just reviewed it a second time, which, that there's problems. Anyways, continue.
Yeah, again, revert to the fact that, and I'm going to write down to put the emblem and Viacom video in the description because the first line looks like a pasta cameo. God. Yeah, I'll introduce you to Manchu at some point, Kura. I think you'll actually find the language fascinating. But what was the fuck? I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to put the Viacom video in the description because again, the whole point is if no one knows something's going on, well then we're not responsible for it. So again, you make it as hard to get a human reviewer as possible, and in fact, you put 2 layers of AI reviewing to avoid the fact that to avoid having a human being actually look at the content in the first place, right? This is by design.
Continuing, this is where we see exactly why they did this. The only option for you is to make changes to your content and reapply after 90 days. So that means change everything that I do and no longer create what I've been creating the entire time that built my entire channel to where it is now, which, it's more than some, but it's not crazy substantial. But I'm not just going to
still really hard, man. It's really hard to get there.
Do things just because of this. You can go fuck yourself, YouTube.
And even if you're talking about effort, how difficult is it to actually get to these? Again, you have to provide something someone actually wants and cares about, right? And then once you start doing that, because that's not going to determine whether or not you're successful, there is a probabilistic element to this. You got to roll the dice. Are the algorithm gods going to actually bless you, even if you're producing something that someone actually wants produced, right? So. Again, authenticity isn't just a... oh, my God. This authenticity thing is stupid by design. This is not an instance of incompetence. I think this is an instance of malice.
That's really scummy. Say, yeah, you can keep doing it. You just have to change everything that you do. And, it's no. Go fuck yourself. Especially because I haven't been breaking the rules until you decided I did.
He hasn't been breaking the rules. They won't even tell him, how they broke... they're just saying, but inauthentic content. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, YouTube operates under the presumption of guilt, right? You are presumed guilty until you prove your innocence, and the bar of proving your innocence is gate-kept by machines that can't actually interface with what you're talking to them about in the first place, right? So, kangaroo court just in the YouTube sphere.
How? Explain. Can I talk to a real person that can explain to me? Okay, here's the problem.
Yeah, because like I remember someone talking about like how they got one of these. Oh yeah, like you upon review, you still violated this rule in this this timestamp. Well, it turns out the person actually did have the original video because they uploaded it from their fucking machine, right? And they were able to look at the timestamp, and the timestamp did not actually show what it was that they were claimed to have actually, put on had there that broke the rules. So it's like, oh, you're just straight up lying about this, right? Okay. And I can't really do anything about it because, again, that's like, what am I going to do? Make another appeal? The only thing I could do in that particular situation is just like post the original video up somewhere else and then upload a video of me pointing out, reading the thing from YouTube, like the email, and then like again showing the location on the video and calling it out. But then that's not going to really do anything on YouTube's part, right?
Right. Let me point out a big flaw in this for YouTube, okay? How the fuck are you if they're saying all you have to do is make changes and then reapply? What changes? What changes? If
I know she's implying this, but to be clear, this is not a flaw. This is a feature. It's not a bug. It is an intended part of the design. Kura says this is why YouTube regards let's see, YouTube regards. Okay, fair enough. Excellent use of euphemism there. Are trying to spiel the whole this is why YouTube regards are trying to spiel really makes no fundamental sense. It's like a schizophrenic ate a bowl of soup with an epileptic and used whatever spilt as the excuse. Yeah. Again, they don't. It's not like they have any kind of obligation to actually respond to you. This is why, again, I've been very clear. I want YouTube to actually suffer a class action lawsuit. I actually kind of want them to lose Section 230 protections or be under threat of losing Section 230 protections unless they actually completely revamp how they are doing business, because they are very clearly in violation of the spirit of Section 230, if not explicitly the letter of Section 230.
Their entire thing is we want to promote good behavior by making it so that everybody follows the rules. Well, how do you do that? By explaining what people did wrong so that they could fix it. Yeah, it's corporate vague posting. Exactly. It's exactly what it is. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, this is how they get, like, even in like at will states, sometimes like you can still be fired for an illegal reason at an at will state. It's so long as the at will employer isn't dumb enough to tell you that they fired you for an illegal reason, right? Because yes, there are still illegal reasons to be fired in at-will states, right? But in the case of like Kodiak VT, the company that fired him was stupid enough to admit that they fired him for a potentially illegal reason, right? So sometimes companies really are that dumb, but
we're not doing this.
Kura says I should also add that they were sharing it under a strobe light. Yeah, fair enough.
Keep uploading.
That's how the epileptic got his seizure.
Bullshit to YouTube, so yeah, fuck you. And then we say, we know this is tough news and sometimes we have to make difficult decisions. This is tough news, and you could have told people about this ahead of time, but make difficult decisions. This wasn't difficult for you, Zara, and the rest of you at YouTube. This was not fucking difficult.
Yeah, bullshit.
Let's just shut. Don't bullshit. Don't bullshit a bullshitter. Don't do that. Anyways. We have a responsibility to ensure our community is safe for creators, viewers, and advertisers.
Honestly, it would have been less offensive if they just literally told him to fuck himself instead of just saying, this was a difficult decision, right? Don't pretend to have empathy with me, you fucking bastard, right? Oh my god.
Hey, that line is a bunch of bullshit. Because let me actually just kind of fix that for you. Let me adjust what the.
I can't remember who it was, but there was a recent content creator who also like comments on that. Like they had a video of theirs flagged, and then they pointed out is like, oh yeah, this is actually not the case, and they actually got a human reviewer, and the human reviewer was so actually unprofessional. Right? Did not acknowledge a single thing that was actually like proven in the actual response, and just told them yes, we're sticking by what we said because it's true, and just completely avoided interacting with anything that the content creator was actually was able to prove. So yeah, even if you get a human reviewer, it doesn't necessarily help your case.
They mean
It's like these tentacles are delicious, by the way.
okay. We have a responsibility to ensure
The fuck was
community
that
is safe
cat?
for
I'm putting them in my mouth.
advertisers. Yes.
Oh my god, is she making a reference to that AI song?
Albert, thank you for the sub.
I mean,
Thank you.
that is what you are completely set upon, is turning this into something that it is not. YouTube is made by fans of various content, people that want to share weird things or just want to do something wacky or wild, or I don't like. Man, YouTube, early YouTube, a little bit of equals 3 is what I would, a little bit here and
Ember's theory is that they're doing this to push small problematic creators out so that they can become the new cable television.
I don't think it's even that complicated. I just think that they don't necessarily want to pay as much, right? Because eventually the money does run out, especially if you're doing stupid things like this that cost, that potentially cost you money by driving users away, right? So like there is going to be eventually a time where Twitch isn't going to be all that profitable for Amazon, because it has never been profitable for Amazon, and eventually that what would you call it? The information control leverage is just not going to be as effective anymore for Twitch. It's the same thing for YouTube, because again, they don't really, Google doesn't pay for YouTube because it's cost effective, because it actually gets the money. No, YouTube is paid for by Google again because it helps with information control. Kura says probably just Julio trolling, possibly, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, Kentucky Shepherd says none of this is in good faith. When it comes from the left, it never is. They don't like the opinions he's expressed and his humor and creativity. Yeah, I mean, that's also fair, but I don't really know that this is just a straight up left-right thing. I also think that this could just very well be a managerialist culture thing, because managerialism is just communism under a corporate guise. Let's be fair, right? Just as the communists learned how to subvert the market through Deng Xiaoping theory, which was the explicit purpose of Deng Xiaoping theory, right? It doesn't matter if the cat is black or white so long as it catches mice. The whole purpose of that being, again, it doesn't really matter what it looks like on the surface so long as it forwards the dialectical ends. It can still be used in the communist project, right? That's the whole purpose of state capitalism. It's not capitalism, it's capitalism subverted to serve the communist, right? And managerialism is the exact same thing, right? It's just the subversion of the corporate structure to the service of the Marxist agenda. And then Gramscianism is the same thing, the subversion of the means of cultural production to forward the communist revolution. And so yeah, the Kentucky Shepherd has a point there, right? This is almost certainly motivated by managerialist goals, but it could also just be they also don't want to necessarily pay for any of this stuff. So they just gave away that they can just justify not paying anyone that they don't like. Because again, the left also has been hit with this. There are leftist content creators who've been hit with this exact problem. So while it may have been targeted at the right, they're also willing to get their own in the crossfire, which is not exactly surprising considering this side often often goes into an Ouroboros state, right?
So annoying, man.
There. Couldn't really stand his fucking haircut and his mannerisms, but, a little bit of equals 3. Everyone kind of fucking watched a little bit of equals 3 back then. Is it a good idea to microwave this? That was always amazing, them putting foil up in their fucking house and saying it's to protect their nuts, while they would microwave various objects that viewers would send them.
Is that highbrow stuff? No, it's low culture stuff, but low culture has its place, right? There's nothing wrong with that content if people want it, if it's filling a need, if it's filling some kind of desire or want, and people actually are willing to pay for it, then why the fuck not, right? The problem here is that the content creator exists in a very nebulous space that's very poorly defined. Depending on how you get paid will tell you exactly what it is you're being paid for, right? Oh, excuse me. So, if you're being paid hourly, you are being paid for your time, right? And this is also where I get pissed off at artists, because most artists don't understand anything about how payment works. But if you're being paid hourly, you're being paid for your time. That's why your pay increases when you stay longer at work and it decreases when you spend less time at work, right? If you're being paid for, let's say, commission, you're not being paid for your time. You're being paid for the worth of the thing you are producing. You're being paid for your productivity. The thing you are actually producing in its completed form is the thing that people are paying for, right? This is why people get frustrated with commission work sometimes, because like on both ends, because a lot of times people who take commission work don't understand this. Like if you're being paid for salary, for example, why does your payment not go up or down when you spend more time at work, right? Or when your productivity increases? Well, it's because you're not being paid for your productivity or your time. You're being paid for your availability. That's why, for example, you need to be more available to your job when you're oftentimes on a salary gig than when you are on a commission or a hourly gig. All of this is pretty bleedingly self-apparent when you actually sit down to think about it, right? Even Patreon and Subscribestar, right? Do you want to know why Patreon is called Patreon? Because you're being paid for your patronage, right? You're being paid specifically because someone believes in your work. You are being paid for the process. This is the thing most artists actually want, to be paid for the process so that they can create in their own vision. And because someone believes in their vision enough or likes their vision enough to actually pay for the process, right? That is patronage. So those are different things that you're paid for. And it's not clear where the content creator actually fits in relation to YouTube getting paid here, right? Because we're not really being commissioned for anything, right? We're not being patronaged by YouTube, or maybe not, right? Maybe we're patroned, but I don't fucking know. It seems a little iffy there. Like we're not being paid for hourly work. We're not being paid for like our availability, because ultimately speaking, the payment is tied to how much ad revenue that is gained from the watch time, right? So we're in a very nebulous spot as turning points of like content creation, and like maybe this is a thing that over time will be hammered out. But this is why I keep telling people, it's like, look, if you want to make money doing this, get a Subscribestar or a Patreon so you can be paid even when YouTube decides to be, I can't say that word, but I think we all know what I'm thinking, right? And like, again, invest in a crypto wallet as well. That way, again, you can be paid for in like fiat currency, which is going to inflate, or you can also get paid in something like Monero, which then you can use to buy gold, or you can use to buy, a fiat currency, because it is an exchangeable currency, right? Bitcoin is a little bit more problematic because you have the issue of hot Bitcoins, but at least Bitcoin is subject to eternal deflation, right? Which is still a problem. Monero actually solved that problem, and it solved the privacy problem. So if you were going to look into a cryptocurrency, I would suggest Monero, right? The CIA has still got a bounty out for anyone, a bounty for anyone who can actually crack the encryption key for Monero, but I digress, right? I'm getting sidetracked on the whole cryptocurrency thing, which I do believe in, but anyway.
Shit like that. It was always great. The Amazing Racist. Early YouTube was a wild place.
Return to the wild fucking West, right? Oh my God. There was so much good about the Wild West days of the internet. And then corporations and copyright law specifically fucked everything up. You ever wonder why I hate copyright law and I want copy left? That's one of the things. I've seen the damage copyright has done to to culture in general, right? I've seen these people get big off of, these companies get big off of using public domain material and then making that public domain material functionally copyrighted, right? God, I hate, don't even get me started.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube is not the sanitized Netflix that they want.
I remember watching like Pure Ownage like again later, and dude, just like the bundle of sticks bombs that they drop. Oh my goodness.
It to be, nor will it ever be that, because that's not what it fucking started as. So yeah, they want it to be for advertisers. Yeah, that's fucking bullshit. You can still I have a whole fucking thing that I want to talk about with advertising online. And why this whole line right here is bullshit in the first place. But yeah, they don't care about creators. They don't care about viewers. If they did...
Dude, not even that long ago, like if you even want to go not even that far back, you had Filthy Frank. Dude, Filthy Frank was crazy. Dude, that was... Back in the day, it was like, yo, new Filthy Frank drop. Let's all watch it together, man. All right, guys, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, I miss the days of AMVs. Just again, these stupid rules that don't exist, that never worked in the first place, but people hang on to them like sacred cows. Because let's be fair, a lot of people want to hit it big with one thing and never fucking work again. Have just caused everyone fucking problems.
It was that kind of thing.
They wouldn't be doing this shit, and they'd be communicating with creators as a whole, especially those that actually have monetization, and it wouldn't be hard for them to actually talk about things that are coming up that are changes so that people can brace for them instead of just saying, oh yeah, hey, you're demonetized, go fuck yourself.
Thanks for the sub, Sojin.
That
Thank
is
you.
the
Once again, they're doing this on purpose because, you know what? Fair enough. That was a great channel, Kura, FPS Russia. Kiddock says Peppered Farm for members. Yeah, fair enough, right? Oh, you got a leaflet, the emote there. Another. Wait, what is this? Just start smoking a pipe. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Again, this all goes back to the whole. The lack of transparency is a feature, not a bug, right? If there is a lack of transparency, well, then you can't actually prove that they did anything wrong, right? And again, if no one knows what's being done, then no one can be held personally responsible for having done anything wrong. Refer back to the Emp Lemon video I was talking about.
stupidest way to do business. You can still reapply for the YouTube Partner Program 90 days after you received your channel's initial suspension. It is not suspended. It is just demonetized. So, again, you don't understand what the fuck is happening, you stupid. During this time, we encourage you to continue to upload new content and make sure to review all your videos with our YouTube Partner Program policies.
Just keep making content for us, not getting paid for it.
Yeah, by the way, everything's been fine.
Yeah, Don, just keep making us content and not getting paid for it. Keep doing it, Don.
There's
Maybe we'll pay you in 90 days.
2 videos.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, yeah, they still want to be able to make, again, profit off of your work while not actually, again, what would you say, compensating you for the work that you actually did to promote because like if the creators left, yeah, sure, YouTube provides the platform, but if the creators left, the YouTube would collapse overnight, right? It is just that simple. This is a symbiotic. It's supposed to be a symbiotic relationship, but YouTube has definitely taken a more close to parasitic role, right? Instead of it being a mutualist relationship where creator and platform actually benefit from each other, no, their goal is to immiserate their creators, right?
That have ever been restricted. The original Border Buds video, the whole checkpoint rim job and all that shit. Yeah, that video got demonetized just because the end song was a little bit too spicy for YouTube. It didn't exactly like that many nuclear engineers spoken in rapid succession. And then we also had Fuck Nintendo got 18 plus age restricted.
Dude, I saw somebody sent me like a post, and it said the difference between left-wing humor and right-wing humor, and then the left-wing memes versus right-wing memes, and then the left-wing meme was like this it was like the picture of like Anakin with Padme, and it was like super long, like you could barely read it. It was like all this small text, and then the right-wing meme was literally, dude, it was fucking fucking Anya from Spy X Family, like on a DJ mixer, like a turntable, and it just said the N-word like over and over again. It's so funny, dude.
Well, okay, so this actually does kind of illustrate a real difference between the left and the right, so I'm gonna have to this is actually something that I could do like cultural commentary on. Did I hit the right way?
Like over and over.
Oh, okay, I just missed it. So the memes on the left, far left specifically, right? The ideologically captured Gramscian project. I can just never get this fucking chat box to be at a stable spot, can I? Right? So I'm gonna make it disappear for a moment. But lefty memes or left-wing memes exist not to actually tell a joke, but rather to exposit. It's a tool for exposition, right? To, again, promote and communicate the ideology, which is intentionally irreducible. So it's not something you can reduce to a simple punchline, because in order to do that, it would, show that this false enlightenment that they like prance around with doesn't actually mean anything. Whereas like the right-wing memes are all about, again, just like this is about the humor of a situation, right? There's something intrinsically funny about this, right? Like this is just intrinsically funny. Whereas like in the case of the left-wing meme, the humor is itself the exposition. So it's like the right-wing memes oftentimes it's like, hey, this is just a intrinsically funny combination of signs and symbols because the inherent contradiction is that outlandish, or it's condensing something that is true in a way that's easy to digest and actually like in a in a single punchline, right? That's the whole function of a right-wing meme. The same way that humor itself works. But left-wing memes have never been about humor, so that's why it doesn't function that way.
That's so funny, dude. I wish I could show it on stream. Oh my god, dude. It's just so stupid. It's like so fucking dumb.
Because it said "fuck" in the title, and I don't apologize for that.
Oh, that reminds me. I have that fucking "Fuck the Quangos" song that I need to finish. I put that on the back burner to do other stuff, but I gotta finish that song "Fuck the Quangos," right?
I'm going to keep
Holy
it as
crap.
"fuck Nintendo" because I do mean "fuck Nintendo." So yeah, everything else has been totally fine. I haven't had any issues with anything else. Oh,
Mouth
I
is
take
smart.
that back. Some of the streams I've had to delete or private because I played copyrighted content on those streams, and so I had to do that. Okay. For your reference, I'm not
I do appreciate, especially in like video games, when we get hit like copyright, but it's like it's not that like you're gonna get hit with a copyright strike as much as it is that, again, you just can't monetize this stream. Like, okay, you know what, I'll take that. I don't fucking care. It's still stupid, and like just because a song appears when I'm playing like Wedding Witch and that song happens to be copyrighted, that should come with the fucking game, right? But anyway, yeah. It's stupid, but when you live in copyright land, that's exactly what happens.
not going to view it here. All right, here we go. Look at this. Look at this right here. I hope you understand our limitations here. You are not limited. I hope you understand our limitations here. You repeated yourself twice, Zara, you stupid. If you have other questions or concerns, feel free to...
This is exactly how we should be responding to these people, in my opinion. We should be responding to these people with contempt because they are acting in contempt or with contempt to us.
contact us back. So, yeah, this is their official response to me. I don't know what to say. This is probably the worst customer support email that I have ever gotten, with the most broken English of ever.
And the sad thing that's like really fucked up about this is it's not just like the content creators. This is also people that work for them.
I would love to see him put this in an LLM and ask it to determine what the, like, if there is any indication what the native language of the person who sent this email is, right? Would be kind of interesting if they could figure that out, right? Just from the message.
That are affected by this, right? Like if this happened to me, it would affect Julio, right? A lot.
Ever seen. That's clearly copy pasted.
They don't think about this shit
because we have we have different fonts. We have some things that don't mean anything. It's already been reviewed by our internal. I don't know what internal thing you've done. Like, did you put?
It's just they're internal. They're internal. Do not redeem. It says Kura Onigarashi. Yes, right. Do not redeem. Do not redeem. Oh my god. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I should make that into a song too. Do not redeem the song, right? Oh my god. That actually might make an interesting anti-open borders song, to be perfectly honest.
Like a fucking, camera up your asshole. Like, what the fuck did you look at? What internal did you look at?
The
or
internals
what
of their
did you
asshole,
review?
yes.
Or I have no idea. I hope you understand our limitations. You repeated yourself twice. Yeah, this is the official, the actual.
I mean, that's fair, but the thing with that is, like, well, did they attach any malware on your computer? They don't seem to be selling anything. In fact, they seem to be selling that they're out of things to sell, right? So it's like, yeah, sure, that would be a reasonable response to yeah, this is almost certainly a scammer. But what are they scamming you with? What are they trying to sell you, right? the fact that they're trying to like tell you we have nothing for you is a pretty strong indication that like this is not a scammer. This is just someone who's trying to like make it as obtuse and difficult as possible for you to actually do, you know, to actually get anything done. And it is just absolutely malicious. Like, I don't think anyone here would disagree with me. I think everyone is kind of on the same page about this issue, right? We've all known about this. Is the one thing is like, as much as I dislike MatPat's like content, the stuff he made, I do like the fact that he's at least trying to hammer out this issue in the law, right? What is the relationship between a platform and the content creator? Because the platform is making money off the content creator, and the content creators are making money off the platform. So, you know, like, what kind of contractual relationship is assumed here? Because, like, if I'm working for an employer, there is a very obvious contractual relationship implied in the fact that I'm employed by the person, right? But content creators aren't necessarily employees. They're not contractors. Like, they're not being held in patronage. So it's like, where specifically is the relationship here? Once we can hammer that down, then we can know exactly where we are standing with each other in any given situation, and then we can move accordingly from there. But because this is an undefined area, this just makes everything much more difficult to actually parse. Let's see. Kura says, I don't know where they're from, but I'm assuming they eat off the floor and cook with their feet. You know, fair enough. That's yeah. I have a sneaking suspicion. I can't prove this. I have a sneaking suspicion if I could see the face of this person, they might look like the number of people that I have been seeing pop up recently in my state, right?
Email that they gave me. I don't really have words to describe how terrible this is, but yeah, this is a time. I'm gonna kind of close things here. I've tried doing this a couple times. I don't want to edit myself. I just want to do one and done. So you know what? I'm putting this up right after this.
That's absolutely fair.
At the end of the day, what really matters? Well, I really want people to create. I don't want people to get discouraged by this. And I really want to be somebody that tells you, hey, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it is. Keep going. Keep bettering what you do. Keep bettering, you know, your journey in making whatever it may be. I don't care if you're doing AI stuff. Delicious. I don't care if you're doing hand-drawn anything. I don't care if you're doing creative writing. Does not matter. Keep going no matter what. I understand there's a huge motivator from monetization just existing. Doesn't matter if you're even making $1. It does not matter if you're making $1. What matters is you need to use it. Keep going. You know, I know there's going to be some people out there. Asmund Gold comes to mind, who just says, "Don't do it if you're not making X amount of dollars." And yeah, he's right, as in not to make it full time. I've been desperately trying.
But that's like an actual like logical fallacy here, right? Just because you are doing something doesn't necessarily mean you're doing it full time, right? You can still play video games and still stream Let's Plays in your free time and not actually have it be your job. That's a thing you can do, right? You can, again, do art and draw as like because it's like something you want to do. It's your passion. But also understand that, like, I can't necessarily make any money off of this, so everything that I'm doing to make money is being done to support the things that I love, including this particular hobby, right? The problem is that people want their job to be their passion, and that's just not functionally in the cards for most people. Also, why the fuck would you want your job to be your passion, to be perfectly honest? Right? that seems like a nightmare to that seems like a recipe to make yourself eventually hate the thing that you used to love. But maybe that's just me, right? I don't really see the reason that these two have to be actually connected to each other, but that just might be my personality.
To not make this what I do full time. But at the end of the day, no one should be discouraged from creating just because you lose monetization. And I know there's a lot of people that can go into some...
We need Elon to buy YouTube or make his own.
And this is another thing that, yes, Elon actually could potentially, like, compete with YouTube if he actually integrated the video, like a platform for X more effectively, right? I mean, if I was able to stream on both X and YouTube and do everything on YouTube that I could do on X, that'd probably be the first place I would diversify to, would be X, to be perfectly honest, because it would probably be easier to just incorporate everything that way. But yeah, Elon has the capacity to do this. I don't know that he should necessarily buy YouTube per se. If he did buy YouTube, fucking power move, to be perfectly honest. Would absolutely, like, you know, I'd be like, absolute fucking troll. Love it, right? But I don't think he necessarily has to buy YouTube. I do think eventually YouTube is going to reach a point where they're actually going to start bleeding viewership as well. But that's probably still a long ways off. I don't think people really understand how much people are willing to put up with before they actually say enough is enough, right? Let's see. Kuro Onagarashi says, random idea. Every video you do randomly have the chat different orientation. See how long it takes something to... That's a good... You know what? I'm doing that. You know, that's an actually really funny fucking idea.
Dark spaces, but please understand.
No, I'm eating octopus.
I don't know what the future is going to hold with YouTube. I've already seen a couple AI creators and even some non-AI creators, for that matter, have their channels deleted after all of this. So I have no idea if I'm going to have a channel in 90 days. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to reapply to be...
What is wrong with you guys?
...in the fucking monetization program again, or if this channel is going to go away because they change something else, or I don't know what. But this is a disaster. This is kind of fucked. And the fact that
it's a disaster on purpose, right? I am convinced, again, I can't prove it, but I'm convinced that this is on purpose.
I'm not getting responses from their support team anymore, either if it's on Twitter or email or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. Nothing is, I'm not getting anything. So I'm just going to cruise ahead with the plans that I have. I'm going to do what I can do in order to try and create and keep going as long as I can. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I understand, you know, hey, listen, I don't like making these crazy long ass videos. It's like I don't like doing it. It's not fun. It's a lot of people don't want to stick around. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. I did want to get this done in about 15 minutes. Well, hey, I'm fucking 10 minutes over. So,
I mean, I can understand that. Like, yeah, sure. A lot of people don't want to stick around for an hour or two, but there is actually a market for people that actually want longer form content, right? Even if it's rambly longer form content, which is why I'm not all that particularly bothered by the length of the videos I tend to produce, right? Because a lot of it is me speaking off the cuff. And there are people who enjoy that. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure I got throttled by the algorithm because of some of the stuff I did talk about. But again, it's a suspicion. I can't prove that, right? But what are you gonna do, right?
But thank you guys so much for listening. Please, if you create, please keep creating.
Will do.
I appreciate every single one of you guys. It matters a lot. Doesn't matter what my opinion may be and my critical thought may be on particular content. That doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. What matters is that people keep going in their journey to better themselves and to continue going. I'm going to keep doing my own thing. I'm going to keep, doing my streams. I'm going to keep making the shit that I make. I'm going to stay in my own lane and kind of do whatever the fuck I'm doing. Hey, if you need help with something, I am always available. You can always send a message on fucking Twitter or whatever the fuck.
Kuro Onagarashi says, I'm one of them, lol. Like, fair, right?
I think Discord, all that good shit. But hey, thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic rest of your morning, evening, or afternoon. I'll see you guys later. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna...
Honestly, like, again, like, Dong P. Bongwater is basically 100% right throughout the entire video, right? I actually think that he may not have gone hard enough on this, but other than that, I think in general, he is absolutely correct in his assessment of, like, what's actually going on. In the place he errors is, again, I don't think he necessarily went hard enough on the subject matter. But yeah, I think I can just give this as like an unambiguous Don P. Bongwater W.
Link you guys to Don's. I'm gonna link you guys to Don's Rumble because I think he'd probably want that more than a YouTube link. So let me link you guys all. Honestly, I probably should start getting on Rumble. Just this is ridiculous.
Honestly, that's fair. I have a Rumble account, but the only thing on my Rumble account is the AI, not the AI, the fucking Darling in the Franks video analysis. So that you know, that's the only thing I have on there, just because it's like, oh yeah, what is your copyright status for this video? And I'm like, can I just give you like a single thing for all my shit? Why do I have to answer the same fucking question that, like, I don't really know the question in the first place? Anyway, so anyway, yeah, but that's just that's literally a me problem, right? I understand that's literally a me problem, yeah. So that'll be the end of this video. I do have a video that I promised to look at right after this. To J11, hold on, to promise I made to J1111006. So this video is over. Y'all have a lovely day.